Welcome to another episode of Game Boy Roulette, where we take a look at randomly chosen games from the Game Boy library. Dragon's Lair The Legend. Ooh, sounds legendary. Joking aside, if we want to talk about games that are legendary, Dragon's Lair certainly stands out. In 1983, most arcade cabinets were just simple pixelated games, but then along came Dragon's Lair, a fully animated adventure created by legendary Disney animator Don Bluth, the man behind Secret of NIMH, All Dogs Go to Heaven, and An American Tail. The game was pretty much just a series of QuickTime events, hitting a button when the game prompts you to, or figuring out what to do via trial and error. The gameplay was primitive, but the presentation and the style made it stand out, making it an important part of gaming's growth and giving us a glimpse into what could be done with the medium. The game was ported to the NES. Well, kinda. Actually, they just made a borderline unplayable, ultra-slow platformer that happened to feature main character Dirk the Daring and also a dragon. It was critically panned in the US, with everyone agreeing that the transition to a platformer really hurt the game. But that's no problem because Dragon's Lair The Legend for Game Boy is in fact not a Dragon's Lair game at all. It's a reskin of a game called Roller Coaster for the ZX Spectrum, ported to the Game Boy 6 years after its initial release and 8 years after the release of the original Dragon's Lair arcade. That's a bad sign. But one good sign is that the cover is a work of art. There's our hero, Dirk the Daring, with his beautiful princess, an evil dragon, and... wait, is the gold a dragon too? Actually, given how the original game went, that wouldn't surprise me. Can this legendary game be scaled down to the Game Boy? Time to save Princess Daphne as we go to Dragon's Lair The Legend. Dragon's Lair The Legend, presented by Sullivan Bluth. Let's do this. Right after this other ident screen. Dragon's Lair The Legend. Ooh, is that... Wow. These are kind of 3D. If you squint. Let's see. One player. Yeah, music on, of course. Speed fast. Yeah, let's do this. Entering game world. Ooh. There's Dirk. Okay, what are the buttons? A to jump. B to... Oh, A and B do the exact same thing. Everything just jumps. I'm assuming we are supposed to grab as many of these selection cubes as we can. That's just a rhino. Huh. Rhino seems remarkably chill. What? Oh, God. Oh, 9 lives left. Wow. Oh, dear. I broke everything. Okay, so this is not at all like either version of Dragon's Lair at this point. Wait! What? What killed me? Oh, it's weird. If I just hold A, I can like infinitely jump. Danger, huh? Let's go this way to Egypt. What the hell? This is weird. What? Okay, yeah, I know Dragon's Lair is known for the insta-kill stuff, but in this case, I can't even tell what's killing me. I guess touching that sand is what's killing me. So let's ride the minecart. Darn. You know what? Screw the life stones. I would just like to see more of this video game. I'm guessing this was a roller coaster when the game was called Roller Coaster. Again, this was just a game that they ported and just slapped on everything from Dragon's Lair. Goodness, this part is long. Okay, we made it. We're walking along the clouds? What? Like, nothing seems to have any logic. You can just touch anything you want and jump off of it. Oh! Hyper-realistic skull, what are you doing here? What killed me this time? What? Oh my god, I didn't even notice those spikes. Okay, the skull isn't a bad thing to touch. Damn it! Oh no, I think this sucks. Maybe we should change the speed to slow. Maybe that'll make things go better. A little bit? The game seems to have its own bizarre logic of what you can and can't jump off of. Because I appear to be able to jump off of anything in the background. I really want to jump down that hole to the left. I have a sneaking suspicion there's video game down there. Oh, this is ambitious, but also bad. I knew it! There's bats down here! Okay, what can and can't I touch? It seems entirely... Uh-oh. Arbitrary. Oh, see? Now I can touch these spikes. Yeah, I can just walk on the sign. This is bizarre. And not in a good way either. It takes all the difficulty out of platforming, so they could instead put the difficulty in the game just being awkward. No. What? Oh, I hit that mountain in the background. That was a platform. This is one of the weirdest games I've played. For numerous reasons. What? It's entirely arbitrary what you can and can't climb on, and what you can and can't touch, period. And I mean, I guess for Dragon's Lair that makes sense, but for a platformer, it's not good at all. It's just a giant trial and error game. Except it's also really not good to control. It's the worst of both worlds. What is even the goal of this game? Hang on. The goal of the game is to collect the pieces of the Shattered Lifestone. All 194 of them? Oh, screw that. I can't even imagine collecting like 10 of these things. Also, according to the FAQ, enemies don't actually hurt you. It's all just like literally a platformer. How did I fall through everything? This is really bad. It's bad, and worst of all, it's confusing. I know I've harped on this a couple times already, but just, there's no logic to anything. Okay, so take a look. I can walk on this, right? But then I can jump off the side of it up to here. Then this tree in the background, I can also jump up. This sign in the background, I can jump up that too. I can do whatever I want. This game doesn't control me, even though it kinda should. In general, that's how video games should work. Such a great and influential and important arcade game. Maybe not the most fun to play, but certainly awesome to look at and just fun. But it just never got a good port. The NES game was trash, and this is not much better. Ooh, God, my... And you just... Why? Is there fall damage? There's fall damage in this platformer game. You know what? Sorry, Princess Daphne, but you're on your own. Poor Dirk the Daring, things just don't usually go that well for him, huh? Obviously, there's no way you can take a game as detailed and animated as Dragon's Lair and bring it all the way down to the Game Boy, so a total redesign from the ground up is the only way to go. However, one key would be making that redesign actually playable, which Dragon's Lair The Legend completely missed. The movement was weird, the jumping was incredibly awkward, and as I said over and over again, the logic of where and what you could do was non-existent. I could clearly jump off things in the background, hazards would blend in with the rest of the scenery, and sometimes you would just die to something without the game telling you what it was. It was about as bad as you can get for a platformer. But to be quite honest, even if the game was more consistent with its logic, I'm not sure that would salvage things much, because the actual point of the game was so tedious. Yes, there are plenty of examples of good collectathon games, but collecting nearly 200 of the same item, when all you have to do is jump into it, is a fantastic way for a game to get extremely boring extremely quickly. There was hardly any variety either, despite different layouts per room. They all felt like they played identically. Plus, let's not forget that any platformer with fall damage, especially if that fall damage is an insta-kill, pretty much seals the deal on it not being any good. Dragon's Lair was an important and influential arcade game, but it's clear that that's where it should have remained. Like the other versions, trying to bring it to console only succeeded in ruining everything that made the game fun. Seriously, Dirk should have just stuck with arcades. Somehow it was a lot safer for him. And that's all for another episode of Game Boy Roulette. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to follow the series as we continue to dig through the Game Boy vault. I'm Brian J, and I'll see you next time.